The stretch of Appalachian Mountains that cover the border of Virginia and West Virginia will always fascinate me. The short, scrubby oak trees, the thickets of laurel, and the rocky mountaintops and spring hollows will always be one of my favorite places to hunt. This year, I spent a lot more time in these mountains than I have in previous years. With millions of acres of national forest to hunt, it's hard to tell what lies just over the next ridge, or what critters are in the next bench and hollow. You can almost walk yourself to death if you have the wandering curiosity that forces me to roam every day. But with that ambitious optimism, I decided to buy my 2 West Virginia buck tags in hopes to fill them in these public mountains. If you watched the last video you seen, I let a young 8-point go in hopes of finding something bigger and older. After all, it's not antler size I'm chasing, but a mature buck.
I just shot one, and I never hit record. I looked over to the right, and she was standing right there looking at me. And I got the camera on her and had to jump down and shoot her because she was turning around to leave. And I never hit the record button. I don't know if I got her though. I gotta go up here and look, but I can't believe that. I was expecting them to come up there, and she come out like right here at like 100 yards. Now I looked over and I just seen her standing there looking at me, and I was like, oh crap. I heard the bullet smack her. I can't believe I did the friggin' record button, man. That was quick. That happened very fast. Alright, well, let me go up here and look for her. But, so girl's gonna be good. About a 1.5-year-old doe. So let's, get her gutted and move along.
As Virginia's firearm season opened, I was filled with optimism, but that would soon be crushed. Deer movement was extremely slow, but spikes and does were following me everywhere I went. I hadn't seen any mature deer movement. Monday rolled around and opened West Virginia's firearm season. So I figured, why not give it a try? I wasn't seeing anything on the Virginia side. But let's just say, I'm glad I did.
Alright, well, it's Monday of the second week of Virginia's rifle season. And, also it's opening day of West Virginia season, and I have 2 West Virginia tags and 1 Virginia tag left. My plan is, this road has been closed, for like 2 or 3 years now. I can get right on the state line, shoot either side, have tags for both sides. This road's been closed, and it leads back here a long ways. And then you gotta go over the mountain this way to get to the road, and then this way leads up real steep, and there's no road that way, so I doubt anybody's gonna come from either side, so I'll have a good chunk of this to myself, and I doubt anybody's been back here. It's a long walk. But I'm a little bit late this morning. I kind of wanted to get walking before daylight. It's starting to crack daylight now, but, you know, it might be in the plans that I need to be walking through here later because, you know, like I say, nobody's been through here. These deer could be down here low. You know, Big Buck could be with a doe down in here, and, you know, you'd walk right past him if you didn't start at daylight, so I'm just going to cover as much ground as I can because sitting and waiting on them has not been working. So I'm just going to cover ground. If I got to jump shoot it like a rabbit, I got to jump shoot it like a rabbit. It's better than not seeing a deer at all. So fingers crossed.
That up there is where I'm going. That's starting to look really intimidating. That's a long ways away. I finally found my first big rub. It's all been real small side till now. But I seen on my map there was a bench up here. You can see it's just flattening up and this big holler's right here. And I was like, I bet there's deer up here. There's a few small rubs, but it's an old rub, but it's big. Scrape right there. And another rub. Well, it seems like seen those does, and that was it, but there's that little rub line behind me, and I can see a lot. I can see up this bench a little bit. I can see this whole hillside over beside of me. Maybe we'll catch one moving at some point. This just seems like a spot where you'd see deer moving. There's a big low gap over that way though. And that might be the spot to be sitting, I don't know. It's a beautiful day. I just ain't been seeing any deer, so my confidence is low. But at some point, you gotta start seeing them, so. I've seen all my big bucks last year during the middle of the day. But I ain't seen a deer in the middle of the day. I've seen one deer in the middle of the day this year, so. Got some up front moving in tomorrow. A little bit of rain, maybe that'll kick them up, move them today, I don't know. But all I've seen is those does so far. But I'm gonna do a little bit of grunting and rattling here. Hope to get lucky. Just made it to the top, and right there's a rub, and there's a rub right there. So maybe we're in the game up here on top. I'm gonna go slip over to the other side and look, and then find all these rubs out. This tree's rubbed, that tree's rubbed, that tree's rubbed. I see another one up there that's rubbed. Big one. That tree right there is rubbed. Yes, he's dead right there. Holy crap. West Virginia buck. Oh my gosh. West Virginia buck. I knew that first one was bigger. Oh, he's trying to get up. I gotta get that one in. Oh, he's dead. Holy crap. Do I got any service? No. This is about to be, I don't know if you could have seen any of that. I wish I had the camera. But I just sat down for a second. I just spooked a deer. I need to give him time to die. Oh my gosh. It has been so slow this year. And I was following the other side of the mountain, following across the top. And I was like, yeah, there's tons of rubs. Well, I dropped off into this side because there was a spot I marked on my map. A big bench I marked on my map down here. And I went down, I was getting ready to branch down here and go look at it, and I seen this big bench right here. And I seen a rub up on it. And I was like, alright. I was like, these buck's using this. And I took a few steps and I jumped a deer. And I was like, oh crap. So I blew my grunt call a little bit. Walked down there to a log and sat on that log. And there were squirrels everywhere running around. And I was like, oh crap, I don't know what that is. And I was like, that ain't squirrels. Well, I got up here and I seen a deer go running through, and I was like, oh crap. Well, I seen a deer, and then I seen one out in front of it go running through, and I seen it had horns, and I was like, crap, that was a buck. So I got my grunt call, like that. And that one in the back turned and come right to me, and I seen, he's a little 6-pointer. And I was about to get my camera out, and I heard the other deer coming back. And when he stepped out, I seen that he had a rack, and I was like, hey, it's West Virginia, baby. I was like, I got 2 tags, I might as well use one. And he come walking through there, and he was turned right up to me and was looking from where I was grunting from. And I was just about to hit my can. I was getting my can out of my pocket. And then he was walking back towards that other buck. I guess he thought that other buck was grunting. And he was walking back towards that other buck. And I just seen that he had a rack, and he stepped through. I had a small little opening to shoot through. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on a GoPro or not, but I had one little small opening to shoot through. And as soon as he stepped out in it, boom! I think I shot him right through the shoulders, because he immediately nose on the ground and was just piling through here. But I think he's dead now. So let's go walk down here to him. Oh, I thought he was walking, but he slowed down right when I shot. And I was almost afraid that I shot too far forward. But as you can see, I must not have, because he bled like a stuck pig. Oh my gosh. I remember midday again. 11:06. I might be back. I might be home before dark. Holy crap. It's beautiful over here on this side. I'm gonna have to come back up in here and hunt this again. I think he's an 8. He might be a 6, but I think he's an 8. But check out this. There's a rub right here too. There's a deer laying right there. Oh, you can see a big flat right there. Man, it's beautiful on this side. That other side was steep and nasty. I'm shaking so bad. Oh, I've struggled. It's been so slow. It's been so slow. He ain't no monster, but I got 2 West Virginia tags, and I come up here to use them. Yep, I could have probably showed you an 8-pointer. Oh no, he's a 7. Oh man, he's not a young deer. He's probably 3.5, but he's dead. I know that much. Yeah, I hit him right through there. That's where I was afraid I hit him through a little bit too far forward because he slowed down by the time I pulled the trigger. I was hoping to hit him. I was hoping he was gonna step through and I was gonna hit him right through there, but yeah. West Virginia 7-pointer. Oh, I forgot what it was like to look up and see a rack on a deer's head. The thing is, though, is realistically, it's cold enough. I could put this meat in my cooler and slip back in on the Virginia side somewhere and sit this evening, but I don't know if I will. But I might have to come back up here because there might be a hot doe or something. I'd say I grunted those deer in, but there might be a hot doe up here. Let me get my stuff off and set you up. West Virginia 7-point. Holy crap. Forgot what it was like to see a buck. It's so slow this year. It ain't no monster by any means, don't get me wrong, but I'll have all next week to hold out for a big one. I just had to get one under my belt, man, regain my confidence. I had lost it all. But when I seen this bench right here, I knew it was game on. I mean, it looked good, and I jumped that deer, and I was like, I need to sit here a while. And I was getting ready just to slip down right where they come through. They'd have walked up in my lap. But I seen that log, and I said, let me sit down on this log for a second. And when I did, he come right out with that other buck and walked up through there. And now he's taking a ride home with me today, which means I gotta go home and drive back up here. But I knew deer were gonna be moving today. It's too pretty of a day. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous out here. But I've got 2 weeks to hunt on this West Virginia tag. So I told everybody, I said, first one with a rack that comes by, I'm shooting. And I'm glad I bought that additional tag because it took me one day. You just gotta find a spot, man. This was the X. I mean, I'd say there's a monster up in here somewhere, but it's been a very slow start to the rifle season. And, you know, 7-pointer. Oh, he's about a 3.5-year-old deer. So I don't think he would ever had the makings of being a mega giant, but it's definitely a lot smaller than the one I let go on the Virginia side. But this is what I thought the one on the Virginia side looked like until he turned and I seen how wide he was. But I seen that right there walk through that opening and I was like, oh crap, that's a rack buck. That other one was just a, you know, little dinky 6-pointer. And then this one, basket 7, come back. I grunted him back. And a little too far forward, but it broke both of his legs. I was getting ready to shoot him again, but then I could tell he was, you know, fading. So I said, might as well just let him die, because he wasn't gonna suffer very long. I must which that's the entrance side. I think he was quartered to me a little bit as well, so should have came out a little farther back. But I have a lot of work cut out for me. I am a long ways from the truck. A very long ways. Straight line distance. I am 2 miles from the truck. I'm a little over 2 miles. But the good thing is it's almost all downhill. I've got this little bit of uphill right here. Walk out the top, and then drop off, and then it's flat from there. I got a West Virginia buck. Hallelujah, Jesus. I seen a buck. You might be watching the video like, dude, you kill deer all the time. And it's like, yeah, but I've also walked 4 miles, at least 4 miles every day. I've sat all day long, and ever since I let that 8-pointer go out there in Giles, I have not seen a buck till now. It's gonna be a long walk, buddy. A long walk. Holy cow. Thank you, buddy. You don't know what this means to me. You don't know what this means to me. I have killed myself just going and going and going, sleeping in the seat of the truck. Only eating peanut butter and honey and Nutella and bread. Granola bars and peanut butter crackers is all I've got. I've been sleeping in the truck. Won't have to sleep in the truck tonight though. Oh yes. Because if I'm gonna take him home, I might as well stay home. But if I hunt the Virginia side, I can also shoot a bear. And I've been seeing some bear signs, so look forward to that. We might shoot a bear. God, I'm so happy, man. It ain't no monster, but I'm so happy with him. That old 300 Ultra Mag, buddy, it puts them all on them, boys. I almost brought that 35 Remington, but brought the old 300 Ultra Mag up here, and that's 2 bucks it's laid down in the mountains in 2 years. I've laid down a lot of deer with a muzzleloader up in the mountain, but I love that gun right there. It's just a Remington 700. But it's one of the newer models. And Remington, if anybody from Remington's watching this, your new 700 model triggers are crap. But we put a Timney trigger in it, and it's light enough. I got a VX2, Loophole VX2. They don't make those anymore, but they make VX3s, I think. It's a light scope. It's got the CDS dial on it, so whether I'm at the house, hunting in the field, shooting them at 500 yards, or whether I'm up here in the mountain, you know, good to go, ready to roll. So, 165 grain GMX, Hornady GMX. I don't think they make those anymore either. But I've got 100. I got a box of shells in my backpack. I've got 3 shells in, well, I had 3 shells in the gun. One of them got sent to the side, just buck right here. And then I got 3 shells on the belt, and then I got a whole thing of shells right here on my belt, so. And I got another box of them in the truck, so. Holy cow. Just gonna soak it all in, man. Just gonna soak it all in. It's been slow, but temperature was dropping. I knew the action was gonna pick up. And by God, if it didn't. So we'll get some pictures of him. Get up here and slip on back to the truck. Or not slip on back to the truck, but die trying to get back to the truck. Now here comes the fun part. I gotta try to get this pack back on my back. Holy crap. It's gonna be hard to go down, I'm gonna tell you that much right now. Get my vest fixed here. There we go. Okay. We're all packed up. It is 12:48, so we'll see what time we get back to the truck. I remember in my grunt tube. This right here is where I was sitting on this log. You can see my casing on the ground. I was sitting on this log right there. My butt. And that first deer, I saw him right there. And I was like, oh crap. And I turned my camera on. Well, then all of a sudden, the one I shot goes phew, up through my opening right there, and I was like, ah, crap. Like, he's gone. Well, he goes on that way, and so I grunt at this one. And he comes back, and I can see him through the gap of them trees down in there. He's looking up this way, but then he keeps looking back over to the right. Well, I look back, and that buck is coming right back through here in my opening, and he got right in behind here, and he turned and come toward me. Well, then I knew that I had that one opening right there to shoot through. As you can see, it's not much of an opening, but no, I shot him through right here. He got to right there, where that log's laying down, and I could just see his antlers sticking up over him. And I got the gun, and got my crosshairs right through there. And when he stepped out in it, I blasted him, because I'd never had another opportunity after him after that. He would have dropped down over the hill where I couldn't have seen him, where that other deer was. But I'm gonna try to retie my boot here and take off walking. It's at least 2 miles. We'll see what the tracker says after I get out of here, but it's gonna be a heck of a walk. But I only got one. I got a little bit of uphill right here, and then I'll have a little bit of uphill till I get on the path back to the truck, so I gotta retie my boot, and I will start walking. It's pretty nice on the level ground, but I'm going straight down the bottom now, and these rocks about to make me break my ankle. But I'm almost to the bottom. So, official time of departure was 12:48. It is now 2:42. And the pack out 2.5 miles. I'm gonna be home before dark. I'm gonna go buy Chick-fil-A and get me a peppermint milkshake. Because I want to, is exactly why, and I deserve it.